My dad told me I couldn't go on my trip unless I brought my spoiled stepsister. So I quietly left at 6 a.m. and disappeared for a month. I'm 17 and about to graduate. My friends and I planned a summer trip to a cabin before starting college. I've been babysitting since I was 13 and managed to save a decent amount of money for it. When I was 15, my dad remarried about a year and a half after my mom passed away. His new wife had a 13-year-old daughter. Ever since we moved in together, they've pushed her on me and insisted we do everything together. I don't get along with my stepsister. She throws fits when she doesn't get what she wants and expects everyone to give in. At my 16th birthday party, they gave her a separate cake so she wouldn't feel left out. Then she blew out the candles on my cake. When I complained, my dad told me I needed to grow up and that being a sister means sharing. I told him I didn't have a sister. She overheard and started screaming. That ruined the whole party. I've distanced myself from them more since then. They expect me to either take her with me everywhere or stay home with her when no one else wants to deal with her. This has happened too often. Once, I took her bowling, and she wouldn't stop trying to put her hands where the balls come out. Then she ran down the lane. I had to take her home, and the night was ruined. They don't seem to care. I tried to keep the trip a secret, but while I was in my room talking to friends over pizza and music, I found out she had hidden in my closet and was listening. She suddenly came out and asked if she could come. I told her no and asked her to leave. She threw a fit and ran off. Later, my dad called me downstairs and asked if she could come because she needed a break. I told him no. They could take her on their own trip, but I wasn't spending 3 weeks babysitting. His wife said I was being selfish since he was paying for part of the trip. She said if Lily didn't go, then I couldn't either. I told her she wasn't my mom and to stop pushing her kid onto me. I reminded her that she was the one responsible for how Lily acts. Lily started yelling that I wasn't a good sister and didn't want to be around her. I finally snapped and told her she was right, I didn't. She ran off crying, and my dad told me I couldn't go unless I took her. I warned him that if he did this, I'd cut off contact and wouldn't forgive him. He said I was being dramatic and that Lily wasn't that bad. So, I packed a bag and went to stay with my aunt, my mom's sister. I explained everything to her. She offered to cover what my dad took away and said I could live with her when I started college. I let my dad know, and he got angry. He said I was being a brat and reminded me that they were my family now, not my aunt. As far as I know, Lily doesn't have any kind of disability. She's seen doctors and therapists. She's just extremely spoiled. She's used to getting her way when she throws tantrums. The first time we met, everyone agreed on Mexican food, but she screamed in the car for 10 minutes until her mom gave in. Then she went back to texting like nothing happened. If she did have something going on, I'd try to understand, but I still don't think I should be forced to care for her constantly. One commenter said my aunt was acting more like family than my dad, and I agree. They asked if I was relying on my dad for college. I'm not. My mom left me enough money to cover 2 years. I'm starting an RN program, then plan to save up before continuing school. Someone else mentioned that based on Lily's behavior, she might have emotional or developmental issues. I've been clear, she's just spoiled. She's been evaluated. There's nothing else going on. She knows how to get what she wants by stomping and crying. Another person said I never wanted a sister, and they're right. No one tried to ease us into being a family. They just forced her on me. She always needs attention. If something is about me, she has to make it about her. Yes, she's a child, but she's not my child. I shouldn't be forced into parenting her because her mom won't. Another commenter asked how close I was to 18 and suggested slowly moving my things to my aunt's house. I turned 18 in September. I've read through all the replies, and I'm making a list of everything I need to move out. About being the bigger person, I've done that for too long. I'm done being overlooked. I'm going on this trip without Lily. If that ends my relationship with my dad, so be it. He's the adult. He's the parent. Update when I know many of you wanted an update, but I can't post a link. You can check my profile. The trip happened, and no, I didn't take Lily. Like I said, I wasn't going to. Things were very tense at home between when I posted and when I left. No one in the house spoke to me. The only person I could really talk to was my aunt. My dad said I had to take my spoiled stepsister on my graduation trip. So I left without a word and vanished for a month. I'm 17 and just graduated. My friends and I planned a summer cabin trip before college. I've been babysitting since I was 13, so I saved up enough money for it. After my mom passed, my dad remarried when I was 15. His new wife had a daughter, Lily, who was 13 at the time. Ever since we moved in together, they've tried to force a bond between us. But the truth is, I don't like her. She throws tantrums over everything. At my 16th birthday, they brought her a special cake so she wouldn't feel left out, and she blew out my candles. When I complained, my dad told me to grow up, and being a sister means sharing. I told him, I don't have a sister. Lily overheard, had a full-blown meltdown, and ruined the party. After that, I distanced myself even more. Since then, I've either had to take Lily with me everywhere or stay home with her if my dad and his wife didn't feel like parenting. She constantly acts out, sticking her hands where the bowling balls come out, running down lanes, yelling in public. I can't go anywhere without her ruining it. I tried keeping this trip a secret, but she hid in my closet one night and overheard me talking about it with my friends. She burst out begging to come. I told her no. She ran off crying, and the next thing I knew, my dad called me downstairs asking if she could come. I told him absolutely not. His wife called me selfish and said since my dad was paying part of the trip, I had to take Lily. I reminded her that she's not my mom and that Lily is her responsibility. Lily started yelling that I was a terrible sister. I snapped and told her, I don't want to be your sister. She ran off crying again, and my dad said he wouldn't pay if I didn't take her. So I packed my bag, went to my aunt's house, my mom's sister, and told her everything. She offered to cover the money my dad pulled, and told me I could stay with her for college. When I told my dad, he blew up at me, called me dramatic, and said they were my family now. But honestly, they never felt like it. Lily doesn't have any diagnosed conditions, she's just used to crying and getting her way. Even when we all agreed on getting Mexican food once, she screamed in the car until her mom gave in. I turn 18 in September, and my aunt is helping me slowly move my important things out of the house. I don't owe anyone, being the bigger person, anymore. I'm tired of being forced into this. The morning of the trip, we left at 6 a.m. My dad called, but I was already 5 hours away. When I came back, they yelled at me because they had to cancel their vacation since no one could watch Lily. My dad and I had a long talk. He said we should take some time apart, and I moved in with my aunt. It hurt that he didn't say I could stay at my own home, but it wasn't surprising. We started therapy, just the two of us, and it actually helped at first. But when he tried to bring in his wife and Lily, I said no. His wife called me a selfish brat and claimed I should be grateful she let me live there. My dad didn't say a word. I left and haven't talked to him in a month. I've had enough. The cabin trip was amazing. We even extended it. It was the most free I've felt in years. Now I'm in college, and even though it's overwhelming, I love it. I'm in an honors club, a writing group, and living on campus. For the first time, I feel like me. I'm also in therapy now to work through my mom's death, something my dad never helped me with. My aunt is my rock. She even calls herself my surrogate mom. I was a little worried when she told me she's pregnant, especially since she was told at 22 she couldn't have kids, but she promised she's not going anywhere. I'm planning her baby shower, and I'm going to be a godmother. I don't know what'll happen with my dad. Right now, I don't care. I'm focused on school, my healing, and my future. I may not have a traditional family, but I have love, safety, and peace, and that's enough for me.